And we would once again like to welcome and greet one of our judges here tonight. Happy birthday, Larry One-Way Richard, from all of his friends down there in Washington Courthouse, Ohio. And he'll be at the Dairy Queen of Washington Courthouse tonight after the races for all of his friends to join him for ice cream and cake. Fifth, number 1, Off Faye, owned by Ted Hesses, driven by Elliott Deaton. Scratch the 2, Icy Torch. 3, Ram Spirit, owned by Elaine Bray, driven by Dave Hawk. 4, Rob Report, owned by Jake Shaw. Randy Tharps will be aboard. 5, Malabir Star, owned by George Kincaid and Doug Roseberry. Del S. Miller in the bike. 6, JB Zell Sid, leased by Ron Barker with Mike Wilder. Number 7, Freight Damage, owned by Carl Seymour and a driver change to Sandy Beatty. Number 8, Rick and Dick, owned by Rhonda Stidham and Linda May with Rocky Stidham. 9, Dr. Golakowitz, owned by Michael and Sylvia Burke with David Miller. 10, Lookin' Tough, owned by S&R Crow Corp with Brad Hanners in the sulky. Fifth race tonight, the Roosters softball team pace, 7 minutes till post time. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Rob Report takes the lead with a rush on the outside. Freight Damage out from between horses. Malabir Star. JB Zelsid tracking from 4th. Late Lever now coming out of the second tier. Looking Tough. Big move here by Brad Hanners. He went around Ram Spirit. Parked on the outside. Rick and Dick. After that comes Off Faye, who couldn't use the rail advantage at all. And the trailer is the good Dr. Golakowitz. Racing by the opening quarter, solid 28-2. Moving past the stands, Freight Damage leads. Malabir Star is in the second. Rob Report third. Looking Tough fourth, followed by Ram Spirit in fifth. Rick and Dick on the outside. JB Zell Sid off along the rail, and at the end it's Dr. Golakowitz. Around the paddock turn to the half-mile pole, the outer tier has formed, but they have yet to reach the every step pace setter, Freight Damage. Freight Damage a length and a half. Ram Spirit comes to the outside, 58-4. They're out of the turn and down the back stretch. Still in command, Freight Damage. He's been there every step of the way, grinding on the outside. Ram Spirit the second. Malabir Star is third. Fighting back, Rob Report fourth. Rick and Dick on the outside. Looking Tough looks to close back from the second tier. Dr. Golakowitz, quickest of all on the far outside. Off Faye, and that's all for JB Zell Sid. Freight Damage pours it on, 128-2. Moving around the far turn, Freight Damage on top by 4. Rolling up on the outside, Rick and Dick second, out from between horses. Rob Report third. Yet to go on, Malabir Star. Dr. Golakowitz on the far outside. Racing through the stretch, Freight Damage on top. Rick and Dick between horses. Rob Report, some late kick on the far outside. It's Freight Damage, Rick and Dick, and Rob Report third. Here comes the unofficial winner of the fifth, welcoming the Roosters softball team. 7 is Freight Damage, 7-year-old brown son of Storm Damage out of Nia Freight. Owned in Hilliard by Carl Seymour, trained by Joe Schwartz, driven coast to coast by Sandy Beatty. We cover the mound, 157-2. 7, Freight Damage, the winner of the fifth. 7-8 exacta, returning $17 even. The Twin Try, $16.20. Windows are now up and on tonight's sixth race. Post time in 13 minutes at 9:10. No changes in the sixth.